Good morning, everyone. So today we're going to be working on the Kawasaki Ninja 400. We just rolled over 1,800 and change on the odometer. So a little over 1,800 miles on it. So we are using it. We are putting the miles on it like we intended to. And as you can tell, 2 rock chips right there already. But it is what it is. We were buying this as a daily driver. You know, it's going to get rock chips. It's going to get beat up. That's why we're not taking this as a daily no more. So it is what it is. But since we reached over 1,800 miles, I decided we could go ahead and start buying some parts for it already. And the one thing that I felt like this was missing, other than exhaust, because it still has stock exhaust, I don't know if we're going to do exhaust on it. Kind of should, but I don't know. The other thing that I decided was we needed to get a little bit more lights on here. On my old motorcycle, I did have LED lights, and honestly, they're truly a lifesaver at night. Being that this motorcycle is a lot quieter, it doesn't have the road presence of my old 1000. I felt like it needed something, so we decided we'd go ahead and do LED lights like I had on my old 1000. Now, we went with these right here. I got these off of Amazon, and I believe they're like 40 bucks. They were on sale though for $10 off, so I got them for $30. They're a little bit different than what I remember from old ones. But, you know, it is what it is. So, I don't know. The only thing I do not like is they do not have any installation instructions. I did look through everything. But it is what it is, guys. I mean, it's fairly simple. 3 wires. Got your remotes, all that good stuff. I did not have the big remote on my old one. Just had the small one. But, we decided we'd go ahead and install them. It's been a few years since I've done it, and this is a newer style of LED light. So let's see how it goes. Wiring is not my best thing. I don't like doing it, but it should be fairly simple. Got to get into the battery under the front seat here, hook it up, and then pretty much they're all stick-ons, just double-sided tape. So should be fairly simple, but we'll see how it goes. The only thing that's going to be a little tricky is trying to reach in here, seeing where we're going to shove the lights in, seeing where we want to stick those lights on. I'm going to try to do it on the inside of the fairings where they're not noticeable at daytime, but the front we can do. I think for the back, though, the way I had it on my old one is, it was flat anyways, but I think we're just going to do it right along here. We'll go ahead and clean it up and make sure it sticks on there properly. I think the only ones that'll be visible will be under the tail, but even then it shouldn't be too bad. So let me go ahead and get these seats off, get the LEDs hooked up to the battery, and then we'll see how much wire we have to run. They do give you quite a good amount of wire to run, so that is one good thing, and then they also have extra wire. So I remember on my old one I did have to buy an extra set of lights, just because it didn't reach the whole motorcycle. But for this one, I think we should be okay. So let's go ahead and see how this is going to turn out. All right, boys, so we're about halfway through the process. Ended up having to take more of the bike apart than I would have liked, but it is what it is. So our battery is located right here, running the wires through here. Little control box and everything. I was trying to do it to where I don't want any wires showing, and it comes with 12 LED strips, so I didn't want a whole bunch of wires hanging off of the bike. So I think this is the cleanest way. I've tried several different ways, but I think this is the cleanest way we have found, and that is have everything hooked up right there, coming out through here. Here's our kill switch, or on and off switch, if you will. I feel like that's going to be the only wire that's going to be showing right there. And I feel like that's pretty good right there. It's pretty tucked up. And it is out of the way, so there's no way I can accidentally hit it or anything while I'm riding. And the way we did it is we took the top fairing off, ran the wires down through here, and we did zip tie it onto the frame. Now, I know we're actually supposed to use, it does have double-sided 3M tape on it, but my issue with that was these LED strips are a little bit too long, and it would have to curve along the fairing almost to the front, somewhere right behind the coolant tank. It may have held, it may not. You know, if it was a perfectly flat surface, I would have felt comfortable, but I don't know if the 3M tape would hold long term on a curved surface. So we decided just to zip tie it along the frame. And that way I know the zip ties are gonna hold it in place. And I feel like that's a pretty good setup. You might be able to see this zip tie. I mean, if you're really looking for it, we could actually rotate it around. That way the end's on the back or something, but you'd really have to be looking for it. Keep in mind, we got a piece of fairing that goes right back on. Right here, the chrome piece and then the plastic piece as well. So that is gonna cover it up. And it's gonna be one on the top part and one on the bottom part of the frame. And now for the back, I did use the same holes that they had for the original wires for the taillights. It's kind of hard to see. There it is. So they do have a hole that comes down here. And we are going to be utilizing that same slot right here. These, we have no choice but to use the 3M tape. But it's a fairly smooth surface. So hopefully they are going to hold. We are going to put these shorter ones on. I'm going to go something like that. Just a quick mock-up. And we're going to put them as close to that. And pull those wires up that way. You don't see, these will be visible. Kind of no way to really hide them, but they're under the tail anyway, so it is what it is. But I think that should be good. So we'll have 2 on the tail, 2 on the right side fairing, and then 2 on the left side fairing as well. So far, so good. It's not really hard to do. It's just time consuming if you have a motorcycle that has fairings on it. If you had like a Harley or something, it'd be a lot easier. If we had the Roadster, would have probably been done by now. But that's the only downside with working with something that has fairings. But it is what it is. Not too difficult, just a little time consuming to kind of try to hide all the wiring and all that good stuff. But let me go ahead and finish up this side. We'll jump on the other side, and then we'll show you how it looks at the end. Okay, guys. So it's actually a couple of days later. I got the lights installed. Everything was good to go. Waited till it got dark out. I turned them on, and they are bright, but I don't know. I just wasn't 100% happy with the way they stayed. The issue being is, so we ended up putting one strip right here, another strip somewhere back there, and then another one along the tail. And we did the same thing on the other side. It did look good, but I felt like there was something missing. So we can't really put anything back here just because there's not a whole lot of space. But I am going to try to put something probably on the bottom running along there. Now it is going to be right next to the exhaust. So that is a concern. We do need to pay attention. You know, make sure we're not going to get too close to where it's going to melt the LED light. So that is something that we are concerned about. But I think that would make it look a little bit better. Other than that, the lights did look good. I rode with them. They looked pretty good, but they weren't 100%. It just wasn't enough light. Now, they did supply 12 LED strips. And we are only using 6 right now, so we're only using half. So that is my fault. You know, I should have put more on there. But it's a little hard to tuck them up into the fairings on this bike. Not a whole lot of space where we can hide them. So I think we're going to go ahead and see if we could just run that one on the bottom here on either side. And that should be enough to really make it pop at night. Other than that, though, guys, we go ahead and see if they'll turn on with the bike off. Yep, okay. So if you look in there, you can actually see them on. And at night, they do look good. You know, from the middle of the bike up, top half, it does look good. And then the two on the tail. Two on the tail actually look really good at night. The two in the front do look good, but considering that they are tucked in behind the fairings, I felt like they just needed a little bit more. And it's really something that I just want to try somewhere on the bottom. So we are going to have to take some fairings off. Should be fairly simple. Looks like a couple bolts on the bottom and that's it. So we're going to go ahead and try that. See if we can add another light on each side on the bottom and see how that looks at night. Okay guys, so we got it all finished up. Now, we did run the line through here. You can't see it a little bit right here, but we tucked it up as best as we could. And there's an LED strip in there. And we did the same thing on the other side. Believe it or not, the fairings are a little bit different from left to right. As far as this bottom piece right here. The other one ends a little bit sooner, so. Nonetheless, though, we worked around it. Ran the wire through here. This one's a little bit more obvious. We didn't have as much wire to run through, so we're running a little bit short on the wire. But we made it work. It is what it is. And then that one is tucked down. I don't know if you guys, yeah, you could see it barely. It comes all the way. Just roughly right along this edge right here. Now, go ahead and turn them on. It's not gonna look a whole lot of, it's not gonna look too different. I don't know, can you guys see that? Yeah, barely could see them in there. Not gonna look too different during the day, but at night, I guarantee it's gonna look a lot better. Just because it felt like the bottom half of the motorcycle didn't have anything. And we are limited to how much we can put on the bottom because of the exhaust right there. So hopefully that's not too close. I think we're fine. Shouldn't be too close to the exhaust. For some reason, it damages that LED strip. You know, it is what it is. It's only one. But I think that's good for now. We tucked it up fairly high. It's about right here. So you got about 4 inches away from the exhaust. And that should be okay. Other than that, I think it looks good for now. I'm going to wait until the sun goes down. And we'll come back out here and show you the difference with the new lights on the bottom.